This is the last class for the introduction to the Old Testament.
Ity no classe farany amin'ny testamenta taloha. Ny introduction amin'ny testamenta taloha.
We've talked about most of the books of the Bible, of the Old Testament.
Resaka momba ny bokin'ny testamenta taloha isika.
We talked about how they have been written.
Resakitsika ny ahoana ny fomba nanoratana azy.
And how they were collected and edited together.
Ary ahoana koa ny nanaovana ny collection anazy sy ny nanambarana anazy.
But how did they take the final shape that we now have?
Fa ahoana no nahatonga azy nanana ny forma zay ananantsika amin'izao fotoana.
Remember that the last book that was written was probably the book of Daniel.
Raha tadiditsika fa ny boky farany zay voasoratra dia ny bokin'ny Daniel.
And that was in the year 156 BC.
Ary zay dia tamin'ny taona 156 avant Jésus-Christ.
It will be almost 250 years later that they're finally all put together.
Efa 250 ans après Jésus-Christ, zay ireo book, just the book of Daniel or
No, all the books of the Old Testament.
Zay vo ny bokin'ny testamenta taloha rehetra reo voatambatra.
They had the Torah, the first five books of the Pentateuch.
Ny bokin'ny Torah, ny boky dimy voalohany amin'ny Pentateuka.
And they had that for a long time.
Efa nanana zareo efatry ny ela izy io.
And they had various scrolls of the prophets.
Dia eo ihany koa ny horonan'ny taratasy ny mpaminany.
Remember in the gospel, it says that Jesus was in the synagogue and he read from the scroll of Isaiah.
Ohatra raha tadiditsika ao amin'ny testamenta vaovao, Jesosy dia namaky avy amin'ny horonan'ny taratasy Isaia tao amin'ny tempolo.
But they already had the section that they called the prophets.
Zareo zany dia efa nanana ny section izay antsoina hoe ny mpaminany.
And the Torah, which they called the law.
Ary efa nanana ihany koa zareo ny Torah na ny zay antsoa zareo hoe ny lalàna.
But there was a last collection to be put together that they called the writings.
Fa misy collection farany izay mbola ilaina ataon'zareo atambatra ihany koa dia ireo dia antsoina hoe ny literatura na ny soratra.
But the Hebrews were a little slow about putting it together.
Fa ny Hebreo dia somary meda nanambatra an'ireo boky ireo.
And it wasn't until the beginnings of the Christian church that they saw a need, the Jews saw a need to put together their own Bible.
Rehefa taty amin'ny fanomboan'ny fiangonana zany, zay ireo jiosy ireo vao nahita hoe ilaina no manana ny baiboliny zareo antsoratra.
Because the early church was starting to use the Hebrew scriptures.
Satria ny fiangonana voalohany dia nampiasa ny teny Hebreo, ny bokin'ny Hebreo taloha.
And so the Jews were saying, wait a minute, these belong to us.
Ary le jiosy dia miteny hoe reto soratra reto boky reto dia anay.
So in the year 90, a council of Jewish rabbis met together at a place called Jamnia.
Ka tamin'ny taona 90 dia misy groupena rabai izay niaraka antsoina hoe Jamnia niaraka nivondrona niaraka.
And they already knew they had the law and the prophets.
Ary efa fata fa manana ny bokin'ny lalàna izy, manana ny bokin'ny mpaminany izy.
These were ancient writings.
Ireo dia soratra efa tranainy.
But now they wanted to decide what else to put in.
Fa zao zareo dia napakevitra ny hoe inona koa ny soratra ampiana.
And in many cases, they wanted to say, these are Jewish scriptures, not Christian writings.
Ary ny teny zareo hoe reto izy de jiosy, soratra jiosy fa tsy soratra kristianina.
So they knew that the Psalms should go in.
Fantatry zareo zany hoe ny bokin'ny Salamo tokony ho ampidirina.
And in many cases, they called the whole collection the Psalms of David.
Ary natsony reo collection na salamo reo zany natsony hoe salamon'ny David.
But we now know that it wasn't all David.
Fa isika de mahafantatra fa tsy Davida daholo akory nanoratra ny salamo.
They took Proverbs and Ecclesiastes and the Song of Songs, because that was all Solomon, they thought.
Natambany ny proverba, ecclesiasta ary ny salamo satria no heveriny zany fa
Solomon wrote it.
Fa Solomona no nanoratra an'ireo.
And they also wanted to decide what are our requirements for a book to be included.
De resaka ihany koa zareo hoe inona no fepetra ahafahana mampiditra ny book zany.
One of the requirements was that the book had to be written in Hebrew.
Ny fepetra voalohany zany de hoe tsy maintsy teny hebreo lay izy.
And so most of what we have now is completely Hebrew, with only about 4 different instances where Aramaic is used.
Ka ny boky ana testamenta taloha anantsika zany hebreo daholo izy ireo fa afa-tsy sasany izay amin'ny teny Aramaic.
But the Aramaic was referring to a place name, so that was okay.
Fa lay Aramaic zany de manondro toerana lay izy ka tsy nampaninona.
They also wanted to make sure that it was old enough.
Tsy maintsy fepetra manaraka koa de hoe tsy maintsy tranainy.
They wanted it to be from the time of the return to Jerusalem or before.
Tiany hoe ny fiverenana avy any Jerusalema, avy any Jerusalema na après an'izay na mbola après an'izay kory azy.
So even though Daniel was only 250 years old, they thought it was much older.
Ka na nieritreritra zareo fa Daniel de ny any Daniel de teo amin'ny 250 ans teo, zareo de nieritreritra mbola tranainy noho izay ny bokin'ny Daniel.
And Daniel is a very special category of book.
Ary Daniel de catégorie spéciale misy any Daniel.
It's called apocalyptic literature.
Antsoiny zareo hoe littérature apocalyptique ny bokin'ny Daniel.
In the Hebrew Bible, there's only one apocalyptic book, and that's Daniel.
Amin'ny bokin'ny Baiboly Hebreo de misy boky anankiray iray ihany izay atao hoe apocalyptique de ny bokin'ny Daniel izany.
In the Christian New Testament, there's only one apocalyptic book, and that's Revelation.
Amin'ny testamenta vaovao misy boky anankiray irery ihany izay atao hoe apocalyptique ary izany boky izany de ny bokin'ny apocalypse.
But what makes apocalyptic literature unique is that it's not just about the things that we see.
Ny mampiavaka ny littérature apocalyptique de tsy ny zavatra izay hitantsika ihany.
Apocalyptic literature is great description about what's happening in the unseen world.
Ny littérature apocalyptique de manambara ny zavatra misy eo amin'ny tontolo izay tsy hita maso.
In apocalyptic literature, there are angels and demons involved.
Amin'ny littérature apocalyptique misy anjely, misy devoly.
In Daniel and in Revelation, the archangel Michael is mentioned.
Ao amin'ny Daniel sy amin'ny Apokalipsy misy anjely, arkanjely,
Michael? Archangel
antsoina
Michael.
hoe Mikael.
And the name Michael just means, Mikael just means, it asks a question, who is like God?
Ary ny dikany hoe Mikael dia hoe iza no tahaka an'Andriamanitra.
And Michael is always described as the defender of God's people.
Ary Mikael dia toujours décrit hoe miaro ny olon'Andriamanitra.
So the important thing about apocalyptic literature is that it tells us we are not alone.
Ny importance-ny boky apocalyptique, ny littérature apocalyptique dia ny hoe, what's the importance again?
That it tells us we're not alone.
Dia manambara amintsika fa tsy irery isika.
There may be demons fighting against us,
Mety misy devoly miady amintsika,
but there are angels fighting for us.
fa eo koa ny anjely izay miady ho antsika.
Too many times we read apocalyptic literature as being scary.
Isika dia mamaky ny boky apocalyptique ohatran'ny hoe zavatra mampatahotra.
But we should read it as books of great hope.
Fa tokony ho vakiantsika le izy en tant que hoe boky manome fanantenana.
Books of assurance.
Boky manome assurance.
So the council at Jamnia accepted Daniel into the writings.
Ka ny komitiny Jamnia dia nanaiky ny ampidirana ny bokin'ny Daniel ho anisan'ny boky.
One of their other requirements was that the book had to mention the name of God.
Ny fepetra manaraka ihany koa dia ireo boky ireo dia tsy maintsy manambara ny anaran'Andriamanitra.
And that's where the problem came in.
Reo indrindra nitranga ny olana ray.
Because there is one book in the Old Testament that does not mention the name of God.
Satria misy boky ray ao amin'ny bokin'ny testamenta taloha izay tsy manambara ny anaran'Andriamanitra.
And that is the book of Esther.
Ary izany boky izany dia bokin'ny Esther.
They wanted to include the book of Esther because that was where they got their reason for the festival called Purim.
Tiany zareo nampidirina ny bokin'ny Estera satria tiany zareo ao lay cérémonie, Jewish ceremony?
Jewish festival.
Jewish. Tiany zareo ampidirina ao lay Jewish fankalazana an'ilay événement hoe Purim.
The festival of Purim is the only non-religious festival of the Jews.
Ny festival du Purim zany no festival izay tsy
non-religious.
Non-religious. Zay festival iray izay tsy non-religieux. Non-religieux zany io.
And the story of Esther is about the people, the Jewish people being saved from a power that wanted to destroy them.
Ary ny bokin'ny Estera dia momba ny Jews izay voageja tsy te ho faty. Oh my goodness. Start over please, sorry. Azafady.
The book of, let's see. What was I talking about?
So the book of Esther talks about the people who do not want to be...
Yeah, the book of Esther is about the Jewish people being saved from those who wanted to destroy them.
Ny bokin'ny Estera dia tantaran'ny ny Jews izay voavitra, wanted to be saved.
No, it was about the people, the Jewish people being saved from those who wanted to destroy them.
So the Boky Estera zany de tantaran'ny olona voavitra voavonjy eo an-tanan'ny olona izay te hanafaona azy ireo.
After 13 sessions, she's very tired.
Après 13 sessions, la 13e session, de reraka be iasa.
So, the story is set in the time of the Persians.
Ny tantara de tamin'ny fetim-potoanan'ny periodin'ny Persianina.
And it says that there was a king named Ahasuerus.
Ny tantara de milaza fa nisy mpanjaka hoe Ahasuerus.
And he had an advisor who wanted to kill the Jews.
Ary izy de nanana adviseur izay niteny anazy hoe mpanolotsaina iray izay niteny hoe tia hamono any Jiosy.
But the king had accepted a Jewish queen, or had accepted a Jewish girl to be his queen.
Fa ny mpanjaka de nanaiky vehivavy Jiosy ho vadiny.
And she is brave enough to go to the king and ask him to let her people go.
Ary io vehivavy Jiosy io de nanana courage hanantona ny mpanjaka ary niteny hoe avelao ny oloko andeha.
It was a dangerous thing for her to do.
Zavatra dangereux ho azy nanao an'izay zavatra izay.
But the king granted her request and they got to go home.
Fa ny mpanjaka kosa de nanaiky ny fangatahany ary namela ny olona andeha hody.
Now, that was set in the time of the Persians, which was during the 500s BC.
Periodin'ny Persianina izay periode zay eo amin'ny taona 500 avant Jésus-Christ.
But it was written later than that.
Fa nosoratana fa voasoratra bien après an'izay.
Kind of like Daniel.
Ohatran'ny bokin'ny Daniela ihany.
And so this book became very, very important for the Jews.
Ka ito bokin'ny Estera ito de boky important ho an'ny zareo Jiosy.
Because they saw that God had delivered them from their enemies, and maybe he would do it again.
Satria hitany tao fa Andriamanitra de nanavitra azy ireo tamin'ny tanany fahavalony ary mino zareo fa mbola hanao izay ihany koa Andriamanitra.
While the Jews were in the concentration camps during World War II, it was the book of Esther that gave them the most comfort.
Tamin'ny Jiosy tany amin'ny camp de concentration nandritry ny guerre mondiale de ny bokin'ny Estera no tena nanome an'zareo fanantenana.
So Daniel and Esther become some of the last books to be accepted by the Jewish council.
Ka ny bokin'ny Daniel sy ny bokin'ny Estera no boky farany izay neken'ny reo komity reo zany ho ampidirina ao amin'ny bokin'ny zareo Jiosy.
Esther does not mention the name of God, but God is behind the story.
Ny bokin'ny Estera de tsy milaza ny anaran'Andriamanitra akory fa Andriamanitra de ao aoriana ao ambadiky ny sainina ao.
And so the Jewish scholars thought the book was so important that it had to be included anyway.
Ka ny skolara zany manampahendrena de niteny manampahaizana de nieritreritra ny niteny fa ny bokin'ny Estera de boky important ary de nekeny zareo ny ampidirana anazy eo.
So while the young Christian church is still going through its writings, the Jewish religion has now declared these are the books of the Hebrew Scriptures.
Ka nandritra ny fitsanganan'ny fiangonana kristianina voalohany de reo zany no boky nekeny zareo hoe bokin'ny zareo.
Even when Paul is writing, he talks about the writings of the Hebrew Scriptures.
Tam Paul amin'ny soratry Pauli de Paul koa de manao référence amin'ny hoe bokin'ny Hébreo.
And while he quotes from the prophets and he quotes from the Torah, he quotes other things too.
Pauli dia manao citation amin'ny bokin'ny Torah, ny citation amin'ny bokin'ny mpaminany sy boky maro samihafa ihany koa.
He quotes from Greek books of wisdom.
Manome citation amin'ny boky Grika ihany koa i Paul.
So when Paul writes that all scripture is given by inspiration and is profitable for all that stuff.
Ka Pauli tamlaza hoe ny teny rehetra dia teny izay avy amin'Andriamanitra na avy amin'ny fanahy masina, inspiration zany how do you say that in Malagasy? Hoe ny teny rehetra zany, ny teny rehetra dia inspiration avy amin'Andriamanitra.
He's not talking about just the Hebrew Bible.
Tsy miteny fotsiny izy hoe ny boky Hébreu, ny Baiboly Hébreu no manana zany inspiration avy amin'Andriamanitra izany.
Because when he is writing that, there is no Hebrew Bible.
Satria tamin'izy nanoratra tsy nisy an'izay Baiboly Hébreu zay.
He was actually saying that all of these books of wisdom and literature are all good for reading.
Ny teny izy hoe ny boky literatura rehetra, ny teny pahendrena, ny boky rehetra reo dia tsara daholo ireo. It was all good for?
Yeah, it's all good for reading, all good for
tsara
learning.
hovakiana sy tsara amin'ny fahaizana, tsara daholo zany reo boky rehetra reo.
But for the Christians, they won't have a Bible for another 300 years.
Ka ho an'ny kristianina tsy hanana Baiboly izy ireo raha tsy mbola 300 ans après.
But that's a different class.
Fa klasy hafa indray izay.
Thank you for joining us for the introduction to the Old Testament.
Misaotra anareo nanaraka ny introduction ny testamenta taloha.
She's going to go rest.
Andeha aka rest amizay honya.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.